Number 4, Adam from Wichita, Kansas. Hey Dennis, I'm completely over Abomination, and I am looking forward to the country turning over a new leaf. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this administration. I don't wake up every morning stewing in it, but I don't know. It hasn't been a great tenure. I think even his devotees would have to concede they had to expect a little more than this. What? You gonna tell me now that he's a hit because he's acting completely unlike he is? He's on the cover of Time magazine saying I'm going to be more like Reagan? Is that really what the left wanted from him? He's kept all of Bush's things in about the war. Gitmo's still open. You know, those are the things I like about him. But I can't imagine they must drive the left apoplectic. He's just like Bush and he wants to be more like Reagan. I haven't seen a primary player from the Republicans who may step in and run for the presidency. Yeah, I agree with you. It's a little, they're lucky history hasn't dealt just a flat-out winner right now, the Democrats, because you're right. But, you know, even if Barack Obama gets a second term and he's completely defanged, I guess you have to worry about the Supreme Court justice. That's a big thing. And Kennedy would split somewhere in that 4 years. So that is a big thing. But if he's going to be, it could be worse. He could be himself. If they've completely, you know, beaten him down into being like Reagan. That's all I can say is it could be worse. Who am I missing, or are the Republicans willing to sit back and play puppet master to Barack's abrupt about-face as of late? I don't know. You know, I love Palente over there, but he needs to make it to a debate with Barack Obama. Listen, that's the one thing that I don't think this guy's as smart as they let on. I don't think he's been in with somebody who really was, you know, John McCain ran a god-awful campaign. Now listen, he put me off mostly because he was on my show a couple of years ago, and I just asked him a legit question, and he so disparaged me. And it's not about ego with me, but it was a legit question, and he so went by it at the speed of sound, I thought, oh, John's in the legacy business now. So it was unbecoming. He ran a horrible campaign. He's also the bravest man you ever hear about. 6 years in that rat hole. I mean, God, both can exist in the same time in the universe. But let's face facts. He had no chance in those debates because he didn't have his facts there. He had some anger and some curmudgeon stuff, but you need somebody who can just sit there when they make the misstep. You need somebody who can just step in and lay them out. And I think Palente can do that, but can he get to that point? I don't think Romney gets there because I don't understand the dust-up between the Christians and the Mormons, but I guess it's appreciable, and he's not going to make it. Plus, he's got his name on that thing in Massachusetts, Romneycare, that's just like Obamacare. If we're going to rally the troops by saying we're going to repeal Obamacare, it's going to be tough to have a guy who instituted it when he was running a state. So he's got troubles. Mitch Daniels is playing it low-key enough that he could come to the fore and impress. But you're right, there's nobody right now who you could just say, Huckabee, he could surprise you. But there's nobody who would just say, oh, please, let's have that tomorrow. And listen, I love the Governor Palin, I really do. I think she's a brave dame. I think she's been driven to be a little crazy as they are, but can you imagine them nipping at your heels every day for 2-3 years? Who amongst us wouldn't get pissed off? I mean, how much shit do you take from morons before you start, you know, your reflex on it is, I'm going to tear them a new one. You know, at some point there are things more important than the presidency. There's the maintenance of your own sanity. And at some point, if you have to strike back at people who strike out at you every moment of every day are hoping for you, quite honestly, I think they'd like to see her dead. I mean, who am I to judge and sit back? Because she should be much more moderate. She's pissed. And now she's pissed and rich. And they went after her family, and how much shit do you take? I think she took the appropriate amount of shit, and if I was her now, I'd get out of the president business and into being their worst nightmare business. And she is. Every time she says, yeah, it was a WTF speech when the president's trying to make heartfelt about something. I love that. She drives them crazy. So I don't think she's going to be our next president, but I love the fact she's out there to drive them crazy. She's like El Cadobres with the red cape. That's what she should be. So let somebody else work inside the barrel. They're all rodeo clowns. I don't know who the Republican rodeo clown will be. All I know is she's over there with a big red cape, and I like that. I'd have to say at this point, Christie, I'd like to see it come from Christie, Daniels, or Palente. in some way, shape, or form, and those parts are sort of interchangeable now. If I had to rate one above the other, it'd be Palente, but I know him more. Enjoy these samples of the Bathrobe Sessions, a weekly video available only to members of the DMZ, the Dennis Miller Zone, on DennisMillerRadio.com.